Hello, Monsters Band here, and welcome to Timberborn, which is like a buildy game with beavers. Little munchy beaver people. There they are. Indeed, he's homeless. Oh, sad. So this is a game about building stuff and multi-levels and everything like that. It's pretty interesting. It's currently in early access, but let's do some stuff because otherwise we'll starve to death. So obviously we're beavers. We cut down trees, and so we're going to build some thingies like that. We need a path to it from our little base, little main building. We'll do something like that. Little beavers will scooch over there and they'll start cutting down wood. We need to tell them to cut down trees, so we'll select all these trees over here and all these trees down here. I'll get them going. So we've kind of got a river here. Of course, beavers, they're always moist, aren't they? And as such, we have a river here. And there's a whole bunch of stuff we can do. Levels are very important in this game. You can build stuff on top of stuff. You can build like walkways and that kind of thing. It's pretty cool. I don't know how sort of like useful it is to build stuff on top of stuff, but it can be done. Anyway, I'm going to speed up time because otherwise it's going to take friggin' ages to get stuff done. So we then want a little log pile. Going to pop you like there, something like that. Sounds good. I don't think it takes anything. Nope, it'll just get built. Our little lads do their thing, which is fine. What do I need next? So we probably want some food. So I'm going to get a gather flag here. We've got some berries and stuff. So I'm going to pop you there. And we're then going to build a path like that. There we go. Group that one up. So we can see how many beavers we have. Currently we've got 11 homeless because we have no homes. We have 11 all in all, 4 children, 7 adults. Certain jobs require a number of beavers. So for example, the lumberjack requires 1. So you've got 1 going out there cutting down wood. We've now got big piles coming in like that, which is very good. Next thing we want is water as well. So we can get a water pump. We have to put that in the water, unsurprisingly. I'm only going to get 1 for the moment, but you probably do want more later on. So bring you down there, something like that, and they will go and construct that. You have a number of builders on the district. You can have multiple districts. Each district is like a separate thing. I haven't quite got a handle on how to deal with that yet. The main threat of the game is drought. So every so often the river will dry up, everything around the river will die, and you basically kind of just need to sort of like have a stockpile of like a dam of water or something to make sure that you have water to do stuff with. So we're going to start off by getting some water for ourselves. We can potentially get, we'll get a small water tank. I'm going to do something like that maybe. That seems fine. So far so good. I'm also going to build something like that. I don't really know what I want to do with that, but it's fine. And I want some houses. So we're going to build houses like here. Now, it should be said you can build houses on top of houses. And you can build walkways and ladders and staircases and shit, which is pretty nice. So we're going to build a couple of those. The water tanks will be filled with water, and of course that is so that if the river dries up, we have some water just in case. I kind of want another lumberjack, but I'm going to leave them as is for the moment. The houses don't take a huge amount of wood, but it's fine. Let's build about 4 houses, I think. That's probably enough to be getting on with. And more road. So what I'll probably do is, once we get some stairs, we can't get them yet, we'll build up here, and then we can sort of like build a second level on top of that. You can build anything, basically, on top of it. So houses are sort of like a building block, effectively. It gives you more sort of like surface to build on. You can only build farms, and trees only grow on the sort of irrigated land. That's this green stuff over here. You might notice that all the green stuff is near to rivers, and as such, when the river dries out, so will the land around it. Which obviously means that anything on that land will then cark it, which is a little bit of a problem. So far so good. We've got a little bit of water building up there. We've got some houses there. That's looking pretty good. Trying to think what to do next. I think it's probably farmhouse time. Now we're going to pop a farmhouse like here. I think something like that. Just build you there, so then we get a nice big sort of like area to put farmland on. That's my thinking. Of course, you can further irrigate land. So, for example, there's this natural barrier. If we demolish that, then the water will flow into this area, and you kind of like can play around with water. Something I was trying in a previous game was seeing if I could like block this off and then this off and like flood this entire area down on this side of the map. I didn't know if it'd be possible, but I thought it was interesting to try. The only slight problem is you can't build too far away from like your building structures. So if you build like a little buildy person building here, they won't be able to reach the wood pile, and so therefore they can't build anything. So basically, they didn't seem to be building anything. And then plus, because I dammed some water, my water wheel wasn't working. Despite the fact that I hadn't like fully dammed it, I was letting the water come over, so I didn't think it should affect the depth of the river. But obviously, it was. The river will go up and down as well. So currently, it's fairly low by the looks of it, but it will increase depending on sort of certain times of the year. It seems to be deeper than others. I think there's a way you can tell how deep it is, but I didn't bother researching that. So there we go. You can get. We could get different houses as well, like a triple lodge, but we don't have the tech for that. It's 250, don't have that. But we could like build something like that. So we could like, you know, have our houses lined up like in a step fashion. It should be quite nice, I think. That'd look quite pretty, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think so. So we might try and do that. Need a lot of research though. So we'll get this going. We'll get our carrots on. Get some carrots going. There we go. That should be enough for the moment. Oh, we need storage, don't we? So let's get a storage. We'll put that there. You can also build things on top of storage. Basically, anything with a flat roof can be constructed on, and you can build like paths and stuff on them as well. So, for example, you see, we could build like, you know, could do that. So no one can get up there at the moment because we don't have the tech for stairs, because stairs are quite technical. Think about it. And you can see we're already cutting down quite a lot of wood here. So we need something to really regrow that. So what we're going to do is we're going to build... you know what we're going to do is we're going to build a water wheel. And I'm going to put that right about there, I think. And then we're going to have one of those, and we're going to build a lumber mill. And I'm going to put you there, so that we can power our lumber mill with the power of water. So that should then allow us to make wooden planks. Wooden planks will allow us to do a few more bits and pieces. Sort of like higher tech buildings require planks. So we can do that, because I think we need planks for this, don't we? No, we just need wood. Okay, we're still not doing great for wood. So this is tech. So we could like build like a little researchy bit on top of this. Potentially, but we're not going to do... Oh, maybe. I mean, we do need more wood, don't we? Do we have... We have 3 unemployed, so you know what I could do? What I could do is I could potentially put you there. So, there is a little sort of like stone stairs here, little ramp. We can use that to connect up to. And we can get like another lumber person. So we can get some additional lumber, because God knows we need it. So that seems fine. What I could do is like get a house here. But that would then block off that. I mean, I want them to fill this in with platforms effectively, so I can build on top of it. So we will potentially do that. What I probably should do to start off with is dam the river, so that I have water when everything else dries up. So we're going to build a dam, and we're going to put our dam here. So we're going to do that. Now this is a dam that only dams it a little of the way, and so it won't like overflow. So don't panic about that. And we want to do something like that. That seems good. Okay, we've got some stuff going on. This can also be used as a path as well, so we can build on this and create a path, and then we can get to the side of the river. I don't think we'll finish this before the first drought comes, though. But overall, I think we're looking fine. We'll probably get the carrots in, and we've got plenty of berries, so I'm not particularly worried. We have nothing to do in range. Oh, of course, because I haven't told you to cut the wood, have I? God, I don't know. There we go. Get on it. Get on it. Good lads. Right, you'll get on with that. Give us a little bit more woods. Got the water wheel going now. That's looking pretty good. So we just need we need 20 logs per one of these. That's a lot of logs. Yeah, I don't think we're going to finish that before the first drought, but that's fine. Our little beavers, of course, will grow up, die of old age, be born. You know, the classic circle of life type thing. They also get hungry and need to eat. We could ask for more berries there. Do we have enough berries? Oh, we might need the berries here as well. We might need the berries here. So we could do that, and then with any luck, you can go and pick those. Berries are a good source of food early on. And you can obviously, because you can create holes in the land with dynamite. And so what you could potentially do is like create a little. My plan was to dam this and then maybe sort of create a little sort of gully through here, over to here to like irrigate all of this land as well. That's what I was thinking. I never got round to actually doing it, but in theory, I think it would have worked. So I was quite excited about doing that. But it didn't quite happen because I couldn't work out how to get my beavers over there, unfortunately, to do it. Because I tried to put another district here, but there was like no wood, no way to make food for it, and I didn't know how to trade the food between the different districts, so it didn't go very well. But that was the plan anyway. There was a grand works in the offing, just didn't quite pan out how I wanted it to, but oh, it would have been grand, let me tell you. Flooding everything, creating a nice little, Beaver versus nature, as it should be, I guess. So we're going to do this before we do any research. So what I might do is I might finish this off and then come back to it, because until we've got this dam done, and it's going to take a lot of lumber to get that done, there's not really going to be much to do. Okay, so the great work is complete. Well, I've made a little dam, which is, fine for the moment. As you can see, we can make a little path across that, some guardrails, very important, safety first. And what that means is that if the drought comes, and I think I'm quite lucky that I haven't had one yet, actually, basically the river will dry up, but we will have some water here. And what that means is that this area won't dry out. Oh, in fact, talk of the devil, drought is coming in 2.9 days. So what this means is that this area shouldn't dry out, which means we can continue to make food. We'll still have water. Now, I do think the water will evaporate. So I think that the water level is dynamic. So for example, like this little pool here won't dry out necessarily, but it does dry out if enough time goes past. Now, I believe that's the case. I'm not 100% sure. And what that means is that we will be able to continue to grow stuff here. We won't run out of food or anything, so we're fairly secure now. We don't really have too much to worry about. So with that in mind, what we want to do next is get some science. So I'm going to build some science like here and here. So I'm going to build a couple of sciences. Get that going. All good. We might run out of... we should be fine. So the first thing we want to research is the forester, who will then go and replant trees for us. So obviously that would be quite useful. So we have more trees. You can also replant other bits and pieces. There's different trees you can plant as well. So we've actually got some birch over here. Now, birch gives less logs, but it doesn't need as much water. So it can go without water for longer compared to pine, which gives 2 logs, but will sort of die fairly quickly. There's also another one I can't remember of, which gives 4 logs, but then will die very, very quickly without water. So you kind of have like somewhere here, we're fairly secure here, right? Shouldn't have too much to worry about, but you would obviously have an issue if it did dry out, if something went particularly wrong, whether you had a particularly long drought, you'd be left without a lot of wood. If it went on for too long, all the trees might die, and that would then be a bit of an issue, because we do have some pine here. Of course, they're all dead, but we are cutting them down. We are getting some wood from that. So that's all fine. So I'm hoping we shouldn't worry too much about the drought with any luck. So the first thing I do want to get is that. We will get so we'll get some science trickling in, which is very nice. I want to build maybe like that. Maybe. And Maybe another small warehouse like that way. Something like that. I kind of want some more houses as well. So I might just get rid of these. Get a couple more houses. Do something like that. So we can get some more beavers on the go. What we can do is we can sort of like fill this with platforms, and then we can use this to build on. We can platform across here, use this to build on. You know, the sky's the limit. Literally, you can go pretty high. So far, so good. So in comes the drought. That's 0.2 days. So we should see the river start to dry up fairly soon. Here it goes. It's drought time. There we go. Instantly starts to dry up because see, everything starts to die here. These birch will die in 9.9 days. So this is bad up to here, but of course we have our dam, which means our water will stay in this little area here. It'll dry up all the way over here because it's taking a little while longer because there's more water. And we'll have a little pool here which won't dry up. Your beavers can go in water as well, so you don't necessarily have to sort of like you can like work in water without having to like wait for the drought or something. I did wonder whether I would need to wait for that. So yeah, so that took a little bit longer, but there we go. That's all now dried out. You have this little pool here left over. And of course we have our little bit of water here, so we can still pump out water should we need to. The land is still irrigated, so we're generally sort of like fine, although our water wheel is no longer turning because of course the water is still, there's no sort of like through push. The water sort of like mechanics are actually pretty good. Like if you create like a focus point, like if you dam everything but one square, then the water will sort of like be rushing through that one little area, which is, I think is really cool. It was just, you know, the water works like it should do, which I really like. But thankfully, because we've got this little area irrigated, we will continue to be able to grow our carrots. Of course, if it dried out, those carrots will start dying, which would not be necessarily good. It'd be bad. So we need 60 science to get this thingy here. What I might do is stop that. And that would then allow some... Yeah, there we go. So now you become Science Beaver. Science Beaver, the greatest beaver of them all. We just need 60 science, so we're getting there. We're getting there. I'd say we're fairly stable now. We've got a good pile of wood there. It's fine. We've got some planks. Obviously, we can't really use them at the moment because I think did we have some planks in here? We did 38 planks. Actually, not too bad for planks. So the game is actually fairly easy at the moment because it is early access. And there's nothing... I mean, once you've kind of got like this down, you're pretty secure. You don't really have to worry about droughts. I did have a bit of an issue. I did like dam something up here, and it did cause the river level not to be as good sometimes, which I was a bit like didn't really understand because, you know, if the river was flowing anyway, surely it wouldn't have a problem, but I wasn't 100% sure how that worked. So I think it's a game where you kind of have to... It's a bit of trial and error to understand how the mechanics are actually going to sort of like work for you, but certainly like blocking this bit here is going to give you a nice big area where you can like do some farming. So you're never going to run out of food, you're never going to run out of water, so you're fairly secure here. It's not really going to be a major issue for you. So this map is sort of recommended, and I can totally understand why. You'd probably be better actually to dam up here maybe. If you did that, then you'd have even more sort of like water, which would be fine, I guess. And I think when you get dynamite and you can like create little gullies, you could like potentially create like a little lake here, and then obviously this area here would be nice and irrigated, so that's nice big building space for you potentially. But the drought doesn't last too long. They do last sort of varying amounts of time. I did have one which was about 5 days, but again, because I had this water here, I was absolutely fine. And once the drought is over, the river will return, as we should see. And here it comes again. There we go, making the land irrigated almost immediately. And anything that didn't completely drop dead will then come back to life, so it's drying out, but there we go, it's watered. Anything that does sort of like run out of water will be dead, and it won't then come back to life, but it's fine. Anything that does dry out that's still sort of alive and harvestable, you can still harvest. So if you've got like a big harvest that's just come in and the water disappears. It becomes it's not irrigated anymore. It's not a major issue as long as you pick it before it dies out. You'll still get the carrots, so you know it's not a big problem. But as I say, as long as you've got this area, you're generally fine. To be honest, it's not really going to be ever an issue. So, do we have enough tech to get yes? So we can get the forester. So we will unlock that. Perfect. We're going to pop you like here, maybe like that. That seems fine. And we're going to plant pine trees. I'm going to plant them like all the way over here. There we go. So once this is built, that will then start. He'll start then planting trees over here. Of course, when they're grown, we can then start cutting them down. So that's going to allow us to sort of like not have to worry about wood anymore. I mean, wood's always a concern. Big lumber, but in this case, we don't have to worry about it anymore. There are like 2 different factions of beavers. There's these guys. These are the woody ones, and then there's ones who are a bit more sort of like mechanically minded, which you can play after you kind of unlock them. It doesn't take much to unlock them, to be honest. But I've not really tried them very much. They don't seem massively different. They are a little bit different, though. Can we get the stairs yet? 70 tech? Yes, we can. Perfect. Right, we've got stairs. Stairs, more technologically minded than actually learning how to reforest land. So there we go. I also want a platform, but that's going to take like 100 tech to do. But that's fine. So once we've got this, what we can do then is we can then create a little path, something like that, and then we can build sort of houses here. So that'd be quite nice. We can also like platform all this area. So we go. There's our stairs, and now we can use this area here. But obviously we need to platform a little bit, maybe, which is going to cost us 100 to get. Come on, hurry up with this. Hurry up with the research. It's fine. Now, because we don't have to worry too much about water, as long as we've got this water going on, it's. Do we need like a? We need to do that to get rid of that little blockage. Do we need to do that? Shall we do that? Oh, there it goes. Take that out, and in comes the water. There we go. Just in case we need it. It's also going to push back the irrigation a little bit. So we get a little bit more irrigation there, which is nice. We could potentially, depending on how many peeps we have no unemployed at the moment. Food levels are looking really good though. But what I want to do is potentially get some potatoes. Boil them, bake them, put them in a stew. Potatoes. And they can be used in a grill to make sort of slightly more advanced food. You know, if you like advanced food, if you like that fancy food. And who doesn't? I could maybe get another pump, but to be honest, we don't really need it, do we? We've got more than enough water. If our population grows a little bit more, then maybe we'll need it a little bit more. But to be honest, I think for the moment, we're generally fine. So at the moment, we're just kind of waiting for a little bit of research to come in so we can get sort of the platforms and build that up. We could potentially sort of expand over here. I don't really want to do that just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it for the moment, and we'll come back when we've kind of got platforms and got some building going on, and we can build on sort of roofs and that kind of thing. Okay, now it's all coming together. Look at this. So we've built some platforms. This is kind of like melded this all together. We've got little stairs coming on there, a path. We've got a little rooftop terrace. And we've also got a grill for baking potatoes in. And we need it, which is good. Might need another like maybe storage. Something like that, maybe. Could do that. Could do that there. No, let's do that. Let's do that there. There we go. Then we get a little bit more storage. All our beavers are as well busy as a beaver, and we've got more houses on the way. All this kind of good stuff. What we really do need, I think, is maybe some more builders. So we could increase the number of builders we have here by 3. In fact, we could do that, and then we basically got everyone working, which is good. What I do need, though, is some people to do some transporting of stuff. So like a hauling post would probably be a good idea. So we could do something like this, and that would probably be a good idea. So let's go ahead and do that. That'll allow us to hire some beavers to just help with moving things around, which will make it a little bit faster. So the workers won't have to move their own stuff around. They'll get people to do it. So things like the lumber mill at the moment, Ejai is having to rush off, grab some wood, bring it back. Whereas if we've got some labourers, they'll go and take it to them, and he can just concentrate on turning it into planks, which of course makes things a little bit more efficient. You can see, we've got all this going on. Got a little rooftop terrace there. Looks looking really nice. People, look, let's see, they're enjoying it. They've got little deck chairs and shit. Having a lovely night out there, enjoying the night air. So it's lovely. And we're just expanding ourselves a bit more. The only thing I'd say with this game is currently there's not really much of a... Like, you can research stuff, unlock it, and then that's good. But so far, I haven't really... Other than sort of like making stuff look cool, there's not really much of a reason to do anything particular. Like, currently I've got 200 research, I've got 3 research thingies on the go, and I could basically research whatever I liked, to be honest. So for instance, I could research a temple. I had another 100 science, and that makes a temple, and that satisfies their temple needs. Okay, good, but what does that actually do for me? Not a huge amount, other than makes them slightly happier, but it doesn't seem to really be much of a point for it. So I think at the moment the game is really just to make stuff look cool, which is not necessarily a problem. I mean, I quite like the fact you can build into the hillside here and sort of like make this sort of leveled look, which I think is really cool. But it'd be nice if there was actually sort of like some like bigger construction requirements needed. Making like a hydroelectric dam or something like that, so you could actually like produce a lot of power. Unless that's actually a thing already, we get a large windmill. We can make a large windmill, but we don't have enough science points to unlock it. High power shaft. What does that do? I think it makes the power go upwards. As a power wheel, it's beaver operated. Oh, I see. So you could make like a beaver operated if you wanted to. I see. Rather than like a water wheel. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So we've got some grilled potatoes coming on. We can find a worker to work the bloody thing. That's why we need more houses, so they can pump out more beavers. Come on. Get it on, beavers. We could actually make more houses, but to be honest, I don't know if that's going to be actually that useful. So we could do something like that. But we've got like 4 houses. I don't think we need them, to be honest. I think we're fine. I do find that sometimes your food drops like dramatically if you're not keeping an eye on it. It's just 1 minute you've got a load of food, you're like, I don't know how to worry about that, and the next it's just there's nothing left. So you do have to be a little bit careful. Oh, good. Our beavers are happier than ever. You can see the iron teeth down here of the other faction you can unlock. I've already unlocked them. It's not particularly difficult. Like, for example, social life. I've built one of these. That's maxed it. As I say, it's not really difficult to keep your beavers happy at this moment in time. It's a very basic task, which is fine. It's a fun little game. It is an early access. It's like what, 20 quid at the moment, so it's not going to break the bank. I mean, if you like buildy type games, it's pretty good. I like the whole sort of like being able to build on top of things. That's pretty cool. I mean, if you have a look at some of the pictures on their Steam page, they've got like these huge sort of like constructions they've made. So like big high rises where there's like ramps all over the place, and it looks genuinely really, really cool. The only thing I think is like, is that actually like efficient? Because in games like this, I always go, okay, what's efficient? How can I get my people to go and do stuff that I want to, and how am I going to keep them, fed and watered in the least amount of stress for me? That's my opinion. Anyway, so so far so good. So we finished this one off. Are we out of logs? We've got plenty of logs. Oh, I need this. That's what I need. What are you doing? What's everyone busy doing? Making more beavers? We do have 8 kids. I mean, half our population. Another drought, but again, not really too much of a concern, because of course we'll always have this water, so basically it means nothing to us at this moment in time. I mean, it will turn off the power for the water wheel. You see, the water wheel stopped turning, but I guess maybe the water level's low? It doesn't look low, but it stopped turning for whatever reason. Why? I don't know. Maybe we need to make it deeper? Not sure. Maybe it needs to be Maybe we like blocked it off a little bit and made it... I don't know. I genuinely don't know why it just stopped. It's one of those things where this game's a bit like... I'm sure there's a reason why it stopped, but I don't know what that is. I mean, maybe it's because the water levels dropped. So there is like a depth marker here. Could I research that? So could I do that and it would tell me like how much water there is and how much there needs to be? Measures the depth of water. Yes, but what does it do? Like, what does it... Yeah, so I think it's because this has stopped. But again, I don't know why it stopped. Because it's definitely a water wheel. It's definitely in the water. It was working, and now it's not. Huh. Huh. Okay. Okay. What do we think? What do we think? Maybe it's because the water isn't really moving there. Maybe we need to build it like over here. Maybe that's a thing. Ooh. Ooh. Maybe that is it. It's like if we build one here. And then you would need to be built on something like that, I guess. And something like that. Maybe? Okay. This is very much let's see how this works out. So we need some stairs into the water, something like that would be fine. And then if we build a path. Is that going to work? Can they actually use that? Maybe not. Oh god, you're going. Okay, obviously it's where I've put it in the river. That's the problem. Okay, so now we know. So if we do something like that, they should then be able to use that, assuming we have enough planks to actually make the thing in the river. We may not have enough planks. This may be an issue. We may have hit a stumbling block. Okay, let's stop you. Let's stop you. And you. And you. And then maybe we'll have enough planks of wood for this. Oh, it's going again. Good. Okay, so we can get that one going. Does it matter the turning in the opposite direction? Is that fine? I think it's because where this one is. I think depending on... It looks like it's something to do with, like, the water is not moving here, but it is moving here. So I think it's something... I think obviously it must be determined by, like, where the water's actually moving. You can see the water's quite low here because we're in a drought, but the water should be fine. This one's still going. So if we can kind of like build this, I think it'll be fine. I don't know if we might need to do something like that. Ooh. Ooh. Anyway, we've got our tree farm going. You can see that's going now. These pines have dried out, but they will die in 2.5 days. Of course, the drought will be over in 2.8, so they'll be fine. Nothing to worry about there. Okay, so that one stopped turning. So I'm guessing the water levels now... Well, the water here is now, like, not moving at all. But if we maybe, like... Okay, so I've learned something here. It doesn't often happen, but I have learned something here. So that's exciting. So obviously the water moves faster. And so I didn't know if it was like just a graphical thing, like it just looked like it was moving faster, it didn't actually have any effect, or whether it was actually affecting things in the water. Turns out it is. Obviously, if it's a water wheel in somewhere where, you know, the water's moving very fast, it'll probably maybe generate more power. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see whether this one generates less than this one. That's my thinking. But first we need to get through this drought. Not that that's going to be, you know, particularly difficult. Right, we'll come back when we've started kind of like rebuilding this thing. I think we'll need some more planks of wood before we can build the old stairs, and we'll need to get this working. So the drought needs to be over, and this will need to be working before we can actually like start constructing all this stuff. But still, it's fine. Okay, so we've got 2 long mills, 2 water wheels. They're all turning stuff. How does this work? I don't know. I'm not a beaver, so I couldn't really tell you. But we've got a little bit more carrots and potatoes there to help out, just in case. We've got another rooftop vista thingy-majig. We've got some more water, just in case, because we're running a little bit low on that. Seems to be fine now. We've got plenty of lumber, plenty of planks coming on. So now we could just do things like just research stuff. So we could build some more researchy things. I mean, we've got 3 unemployed. We could potentially do some like big projects, like try and dam this. I say the problem is that it's just hard to get the beavers to go up there because they don't like the resource. They don't seem to be able to reach from the resources. But we could maybe like get something like the windmill. So we could do that, and then we could get the carousel. Could we get the carousel at 700? Oh, we can get it in a minute. So what we could then do is we could build some of these. Like, I don't know. You know what we need is some stairs. Does it matter if do they need to be high up, do you think? Doesn't say, does it? It doesn't say. Let's do something like that. And then oh, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's do that. And then we do that. Then we can use that to power the carousel, because this only produces 120 and the carousel needs 400. So if we do that, then we should have enough power. Then we can do a carousel. Seems like a lot of work to do a carousel, but you know, carousels, you can't not build them. That would be insane. That's just silly. That's just silly. But I say I do like the fact you can like build big towering constructions. It's quite fun. The start of the game can be a bit brutal. Like, if we hadn't dammed that and we didn't have enough food, our beavers would starve to death during the first drought. And it can be, if you don't know what you're doing, it can be quite brutal. But you know, it only took me like 2 or 3 games to like get my build order under my belt, and then I kind of like had a good idea of what I needed to do in what order. To be able to get things going. And once you've kind of got over that first hump, it's actually pretty relaxed. You can be pretty chill about it. There's no real rushing about it. Like, is this good? What does this do? Oh, water level 6.5, so it does tell me what it is. Interesting. Okay. That could be useful. That could be useful. So we just need to build all this bit. But we need... Is it just wood or it's just logs? Yeah, indeed. You sound like Jawas. We need planks for that. So we do have another lumber mill. That's all producing the planks we need. We do have... Do we have any free beavers? Good old free beaver. Plenty of water now. That's looking pretty good. I want my carousel. Another chuffers. Yeah. Oh, look at this bad boy. He's a big lad. How do we build this? I need metal for it. Oh no! How do I get metal? I need a scavenger flag. And I need a shredder. The turtles aren't going to be happy about that. So, there are these ruins here. So I guess we need... I'd need... A beaver is stranded. Oh yeah, so he is. That's not good. Well, Tough. How old are you? Are you going to die soon? You're 20. Well, yeah, you're doomed. I'm afraid that's a work accident. Sorry about that. So I probably need to create another district over here and then somehow work out how to sort of supply that to get the metal, potentially. Maybe. Because, I mean, this one's looking pretty well. We've got plenty of food, plenty of water. We're pretty self-sufficient. We just need some metal, which is over here. And also technology to research that. So we'd need 250, another 300 to be able to research what we needed to be able to use that. But we got the windmills now. It's not producing any power. I guess the windmills only turn when there's... Hello. Iragagajin. You are about to drop dead of hunger and thirst, so never mind. We'll replace you with a fresh new beaver. A lovely, fresh new beaver. Oh well, so this is Timberborn. Currently out on Steam, early access. Pretty good. I like it. About beavers. I'll probably wait to see if more stuff gets added later on. It's currently fine, but I don't think it's... it is fleshed out, it is. And there's just no sort of real direction at the moment. There's no reason to do anything. Really, there's no reason to try and do a big dam, or there's no objectives. And I kind of want objectives. I want someone to tell me what to do. Right? I'm not free-minded. I can't make up my own objectives. That's insane. I need someone to tell me what needs to be done to build my carousel. Oh look, we've got power now. Not very much. 73. That wouldn't be enough to run a carousel. I don't know. Some beavers, eh? Anyway, Timberborn, early access out now. Give it a try if you like the look of it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.